Let's hope the camera works this week. Just to recap a little bit over what we said, we are in the beginning. Actually, we finished Halachot of Halakaderot, right? We talked about all the Halachot of candlelighting and accepting Shabbat and everything. And we said that we should wait for Kiddush before eating, right? We should also train our children, that they're ready for it, not to eat anything before Kiddush. We also said there's a custom to say the poem of Shalom Aleichem. That's based on what it says in the Gemara, where the Chachamim would welcome the Shabbat, and we repeat each thing 3 times. It's not a halacha, that we gotta repeat it 3 times. And then we also say the Mizmor at the end of Sefer Mishlei Eshet Chayiv. That's a very important thing to say. Kabbalistically also, they bring it out. There are some that say a Mizmor from the Ari Kadosh that he wrote. That some households have that custom to say it. Us Sephardim, many of us do say Mizmor LeDavid before Kiddush. And now, as far as the challah, we said that there are a few different reasons why we have to cover the challah. One is it's reminiscent of the mun that we had in the desert, and the mun that came down, there was a layer of dew underneath, and then the mun would go, and then there was another layer of dew that would go on top of it. And as a reminiscent of that, we cover the challah. Another thing is something that's covered, it shows importance. And a third famous reason is because we said that the challah, the bracha that you make on the challah, you should make a bracha on it first, because in the order of the priority, wheat comes before grapes. So we should really make a bracha on the bread. We should really make a bracha on the bread. But being that the mitzvah to say Kiddush, so we therefore we cover the challah so that it won't get embarrassed, so to speak, and that's why we cover it, right? The 2 chalot have to be whole, complete, and they should at least have a kazait. And also, let's say sometimes it happens you bake chalot in the oven, and they expand, and you open up the oven, what? There's only 1 challah. It's all attached. They're all attached. What do? That's fine, because when you put it in, they were separate chalot, and now you could just separate them, and it's fine. It's not considered, you don't have a whole chalot. Very gently, one should take them apart, and that is fine. If you have cake or cookies or pretzels or something of mezonot on the table, better you should cover it. Again, because of the same reason, so that, quote unquote, they won't get embarrassed that you're bypassing them and you are making a beracha on the wine. If a person doesn't have a whole bread, he could use matzah to join. You only have 1 loaf of bread, let's say 1 challah. You could bring a matzah or a whole cake or a whole cookie. As long as it has a kazait, you could use it. And then you have a lechem mishneh. You have a double bread, and that is fine. Why is that? Because these things, you could, if you eat enough of them, you could make hamotzi on them, actually, right? If you eat a whole big cheesecake. No, cheesecake's actually, I don't know, I'm not sure if you have enough. It's not so much, there's not so much there. But let's say a huge Danish, it's about 213 grams. That's good enough for Birkat Hamazon, so you could make hamotzi on it as well. Let's say you have frozen pita in the freezer. You could take it out and use it for lechem mishneh as well. And if you have a bread that's broken in half, just put a toothpick in between, make it look like 1, and that could also be used for your lechem mishneh. And I'm not sure if you learned this. Did you learn this? Or I'm just recapping?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, it's good. Let's quickly recap. It says, remember Shabbat to sanctify it. That remembrance is, the Gemara says, when Shabbat enters and when the Shabbat leaves, those are the times that you proclaim Shabbat, right? And we do that by saying Kiddush as the entrance of Shabbat, and by Havdalah when Shabbat is leaving. Ladies are obligated to say Kiddush just as men, right? The obligation is from the Torah, right? Although it is time dependent, but still, whoever is obligated to do the negative commands of Shabbat, the same obligation goes on the positive commands of Shabbat. Also, we have to train the little ones, I guess from the age 6 and up, at least, that they should listen to the Kiddush, they shouldn't talk. Now, if the father of the household is not home, then, the mother should be the one that says the Kiddush rather than the older son, okay? Even though he's already bar mitzvah and everything, unless the mother wants to train him, to give him that encouragement, that thing that he should learn how to do it, how to say Kiddush, that's fine. But really, the mother should do it. If the mother doesn't know how to do it, then the younger ones should tell her the words of Kiddush word by word, and she would say it and say it for everybody else.
If there's no younger one,
just her.
Yes.
Then
or maybe very little children.
Right. Then they have to find a way to say Kiddush.
You have to say it.
Yeah, it's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah from the Torah. According to many, if a person didn't say Arvit, it becomes the biblical mitzvah to say Kiddush. If you say Arvit, a lot of people say by saying Arvit, meaning that you mentioned Shabbat, you say the biblical, but you have the rabbinic mitzvah of saying Kiddush. So either way, for sure, a person should say it. If not, find someone to come and say Kiddush. I remember in Yerushalayim, there was a person in our shul. We would go to a few people into their home and say Kiddush for them. There were older ladies; they didn't know how to read Hebrew, and he would go say Kiddush for them. Next, go to the next one. What can you do? Now, if a person did not say Kiddush at night, he has the whole day to say Kiddush, right? If he missed it, he couldn't do it at night. He says that Kiddush of Friday night. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'satav v'rasabanu v'shavak kodesh b'ahavar v'rason v'chinanu. That whole thing, he says the first is about Perek, and then he says that during the day, right? And what if he already ate something, right? Then he ate his meal, and then he says, "Oh, you know what? Last night I didn't say Kiddush." Then what should he do? He should go ahead and make Kiddush and then eat whatever, or drink a whole cup of wine, at least 81 milligrams, so that it'll be Kiddush when it comes to Seudah. We're going to get to that a little bit more. I'm not sure if we discussed that yet. Okay, we'll do that. The cup has to be, we should try and get the most beautiful cup that we can. Is it silver? Is it whatever it is, for kavod, for the honor and respect of Shabbat and the mitzvah of Kiddush. However, if a person wants to use one of these styrofoam cups or plastic cups, paper cups, that is also fine. Although some poskim say that those are not considered a vessel, so we shouldn't use them for Kiddush. Nobody says that it is fine to go ahead and use those as well. But the cup, we just have to make sure that it could hold 81 milligrams. That we have to make sure. Right? Because if it holds less, then it is not considered a vessel. And we cannot use that for Kiddush. These shot glasses, some of them are 2 ounces. So forget it. That is not a usable means for Kiddush. Also, we have to be careful that the cup should be whole, perfect. There shouldn't be any dents, any cracks. Some of these, if it's glass, sometimes it gets chipped on the top. We should try not to use it. But if that's the only thing that we have, then we could go ahead and use it. We can't say that it was not yotzeh in the thing. Also, not only the cup itself, the bottom part. Some people like cups with the bottom part. Some people hate those cups. They only like the cups that don't have the bottom part. So whatever it is, if the bottom part is a little bit broken, that's not respect. Even though it doesn't make any difference to the cup itself, the cup will stand and the cup will be functional. We should still try not to use that sort of a cup. But again, if it has that, it's fine. We should make sure that yes.
Can you use one of those 2 ounce cups if you're gonna eat mezonot or something?
No. The point is that the cup itself, it has to be able to contain enough wine, even though you're not going to drink the whole cup. But if it cannot contain that amount, then it is not considered a cup. You haven't had a worthy cup to say Kiddush. That's the problem.
So how big does it have to be?
At least 3 ounces.
Oh,
Most of the cups that we have are. Some aren't. You know, like you go to the gift shop, they're going to have these little tiny silver cups. That's for kids or participants that are sitting around the table. They don't have to drink that much. They drink a sip. That's enough. So for them, you could put in those. That's fine. Or the little plastic cups that they sell in all the stores, like, you know, the throwaway cups. Those are tiny now, 1 ounce, 2 ounces, whatever it is. Those are fine for everybody else, but to make Kiddush in that we can't do. We've got to make sure that the cup is clean, right? If you know, that's why we have to wash them. But if it's clean already, so really halachically you don't have to wash the cup. But Kabbalistically, yes, even though it is clean, we should still wash it inside and out. What about the wine? The wine, mitzvah, is the best. Are we up to this yet? We did this also?
No, we don't. Just until the Kabbalistic part.
Oh yeah? Thank you. Now, the wine, the best type of wine to use is red wine. That's what Maran Shulchan Aruch writes. But if he has white wine, and he loves the white wine, use it. And he could put a couple of drops of the red wine in there to make it a little red, and we said that is not an issue of dyeing on Shabbat. Because Ein Tzevi Abba Ochalin, we do not consider this dyeing, right? Painting on Shabbat, that is fine. A wine that does not smell, doesn't have a good odor, right? So the best thing is that a person should not use this wine for Kiddush, right? But if he has no other wine, and it is drinkable still, then he could go ahead and make Kiddush on this wine. A wine that was left open overnight, right? Happens sometimes. Can you use it for Kiddush? Right? Yeah, it's a problem. Really, Shulchan Aruch writes.
Can you even drink it?
That's it. Shulchan Aruch writes that these days we don't have snakes that are crawling around our homes, and the fear is that the snake went in and drank some of the wine. And the snake is very generous. Whenever it takes something, it leaves something behind. So it puts some venom in there. So it's the danger of life and death. So Chachamim say galui, that means something that was left open, you should not drink, right? Shulchan Aruch brings that in our places we don't have snakes. Others say, speak for yourself. We still do, like, you know, whatever. There's a lot of back and forth on this. We try not to. We try not to drink it. So that's it. The best thing to do. Now, there's another issue also. A wine that was left open, it is disrespectful, really, to drink it. It's not kavod. So really, the best thing is not to use that wine. But if you have no other wine, then you could go ahead and use it. You know, it was left open. You could still use it for Kiddush. And if you have left the wine in the fridge without its cap, you could use it. In the fridge, or you put it in the china closet, right? And then in the morning you realize, oh, I forgot to put the cap. The cap is on the table, or the cork is on the table, and the wine was left uncovered inside the china closet or in the cabinet. That's fine. That is, there's no question on that. That is, that you could make Kiddush on it.
So the question isn't just on making the bracha. Also, you shouldn't even drink it at all.
Well, no, you could both. You could make Kiddush and, of course, drink it.
No, if it's left uncovered on the table.
Left uncovered on the table, it's questionable. According to some, don't worry about it. You could drink it. According to others, they say don't drink it.
For any drink?
For any drink. Water, wine.
Oil?
Oil, I mean, to use it for the thing, that's easier.
Honey,
that's easy. Because anyway, we have the Shulchan Aruch to rely on, that he says it's fine. This is not here. This is in your Yerodea. This is Halachot of things that are mazik and everything. That's where he brings it.
Honey also.
Yeah. All these liquids, like, water, milk, fruit juice, I'm not so sure.
Is it just overnight?
Overnight.
What if it's something that's like in a jar, like for example, a baby bottle, and there's a hole in it?
No, that's already, we're not afraid that about the snake. That's still covered. Or even a sippy cup.
No, I heard that.
Yeah.
Mekubalim, they say it's a problem of ruach ra'ah as well. But Shulchan Aruch doesn't go with that. What can I tell you? Maran Shulchan Aruch doesn't go with that. The Ben Ish Chai is very stringent on this. But many poskim nowadays, they're more lenient about it. So look, if we could get away without it, could use something else, perfect. But if you're stuck, you can go ahead and use it. Okay. Wine that, let's say you have, you poured wine in the cup and someone already made Kiddush and drank some of it. Can you make Kiddush on this? It's called pagum. Pagum means that it's blemished. You can't make Kiddush on this. What can you do to fix it? Add wine to it, right? Or if you don't have wine, you're out of wine, add some water. Add some water, put some ice in it. You know, you could do that, and therefore, in that case, you could go ahead and make Kiddush on that wine.
So some from the old Kiddush is okay? Because people say you have
It's
to
fine.
wash out the cup and get rid of
Yes.
the
It's
old
fine.
thing that you said Kiddush.
No,
No?
it's fine. That's mal tashchit, I would say. That would be you're wasting the wine. You know.
Or finish drinking it. I don't know.
No, it's fine. You can make Kiddush on it. Just add to it. Make sure you add to it. Otherwise, you cannot make Kiddush on it because it's pagum.
So on Seder you don't wash the cup, and four cups you wash the cup, and then you use.
If you, we learned it in the Halachot. Let's say you had a huge cup, right? And you're not going to drink the whole thing. So you drank a little bit, you drank enough, and then you have still 3/4 of the cup full. You're going to throw out the cup and wash it? No, you could use it. The next cup, drink the other 3/4, and the next cup, drink the other. Until Baruch Hashem, by the end of the night, you're drunk already. You finished the whole big cup.
Do you have to drink a certain amount for?
Yeah, Melo Lugmav means Rov Revi'it. That's about 45 milligrams. Not much.
Does it matter how
That's
much you have to add from the?
One cheekful. Not much.
Does it matter how much you add from the unused
Doesn't matter.
wine?
Doesn't matter. Just add, like, a tiny drop, like, you're good to go. That'll take it out of the status of being blemished. That's fine. Okay?
And even if you pour it back into the bottle, then it's.
What do you mean? You drank from the cup,
Let's say you didn't drink from the cup, you poured it in another cup and drank
and
that.
then you poured it back
and
in.
the one you said the bracha on, can you pour it back in?
Yeah, of course. If no one drank from it, it's perfectly fine. Now, it happens, one of the kids, was very thirsty for some reason. They went to the grape juice bottle and they drank from the bottle, right? You cannot use that for Kiddush, you realize?
Why?
Because it's pagum. So
So it
how
has
do
nothing
you
to do with making the bracha on it, it has to do with drinking
for
from it.
Kiddush. If they drank from it, no, right. It has nothing to do with making bracha. If they drank from it, it has become pagum. Maybe the example that I just brought an example, but if
So you
someone
have to
drank
add
from
to
the
it.
cup, exactly, you would have to add to it. Then the whole grape juice bottle has become pagum. You have to
So
pay
you
attention.
add from another grape juice bottle.
How would you know though? How would you know that the kid went to the fridge and drank from it?
If you know.
Right. It's only if you know. Like, you don't know. You're gonna put a lock on it. Could you imagine? All right.
Oh, what about if you say the bracha on the wine and the bottle, the top is open? Can you still use, I heard that you can't use,
That's fine.
okay.
It's perfectly fine. It doesn't make it. If anything, you're giving it a beracha. That's fine. No, it's fine. Now, let's move to Kiddush. I'm not going through all the halachot. I'm just going to say all the halachot that are really, really needed for every week. Kiddush itself. We say the parasha of Vaychulu. We also add 2 words from the previous parasha. We say Yom Hashishi. Vaychulu Hashemayim v'ha'aretz v'chotzavam. If you pay attention in the Sidur, those 2 words are added from the previous parasha. Okay? It says Vayi Erev Vayi Boker Yom Hashishi. Then the next parasha it says Vaychulu Hashemayim v'ha'aretz v'chotzavam. Why? One reason is, of course, because that was by the creation. Yom Hashishi, that was the connector between the 6 days of creation. And Shabbat is the first letters of these 4 words, right? Yom Hashishi, that's Yud and He. Veichulu Hashamayim, Vav He, that's the name of Hashem, Yud Ke Vav Ke, right? That's the connector between the 6 days and Shabbat, right? Yud Ke Vav Ke. So in order to do that, we do incorporate those 2 words into saying Veichulu. Another reason is that there is a precise number of words in the Kiddush. 35 words in Baruch Atah Hashem, not Baruch Gefen, not counting that. And then we need 35 words also in the Vaychulu. We're missing 2 words. If you add Yom HaShishi, then you have exactly 35 words. Adds up to be 70. Kabbalistic. I have no idea how that works, but that is how it works. Everybody else could hear the Kiddush, and they will have performed the mitzvah of Kiddush by listening. Right? Not everyone has to say Kiddush. You go to some homes, the person says, would you like to make your own Kiddush?
Yeah.
You say, no, nothing to you. But it's not so weird. Sometimes they know you might not trust the guy, or you might want to make your own Kiddush. But really, halachically, we have a concept in halacha. It's called shomeya ke'oneh. One who hears it, it's as if he or she is as if they are saying it as well, and you are performing the mitzvah just as well. Now, there is,
Is it just enough to hear it, or does the person have to have in mind that they're saying it for you too?
He has to have in mind that he's saying it for you, and you have to have in mind that you're yotzeh with him. That's with anything. That's why they always awaken you. They say Savri Maranan. They say Kavanah. They say something like to wake up, listen. They do that. And by the way, us Sephardim, we say Savri Maranan. Everyone says L'chaim. This is really Kabbalistic. Very important to say. It says Savri Maranan. We say L'chaim. Savri means, do you think so? Maranan, my masters. And they say L'chaim, you should drink it to life. Why? Because back in the day, if someone is going to be executed in the Beit Din, okay, so beforehand they give him some wine. Tenu yain le'oved, pasuk says, give wine to one who's getting lost. So give him wine to calm him down. So here we say, Sabri Morana, you think it's okay? You say L'chaim. No, you're drinking to life. You're not going there. So, but that's a simple level. There's more things about this that are it's a good thing to say. Now, one halacha, which is again, this is not only in halachot of Shabbat. This is in the earlier on, Siman Kuf Tzadik Gimel, like 193 in Orach Chaim halachat Tet Zayin. It says over there that if a person doesn't understand the language, he doesn't understand Hebrew at all, and he is listening to him making a beracha, he's not yotzeh. Right? If he himself is saying it and he doesn't understand it, then he's yotzeh. It's fine. But if a person doesn't understand Hebrew, doesn't understand, it's like, what is this gibberish this guy is saying? Then he's not yotzeh the mitzvah. You can't, then he has to say it himself. In that case, what should you do? What we do is
What do you mean understand? Like the translation?
Yeah,
Or
more or
like
less.
the
more
general
or less.
idea.
Right, general idea, yes, understand. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei pnei gefen. Baruch atah Hashem asher kiddushanu. They have to understand what it is, a general idea. They have to know the precise every word. That would be great. But then if they don't, we're in trouble. I'm not making this up. This is in Shulchan Aruch, right? So a person has to understand what is being said, so that to be yotzeh. What do we do in that case?
You have to have kavanah for the sorry, I'm interrupting.
So what we do?
You have to have kavanah for the translation when the person is saying it.
Pretty much. I mean, if you know it, if it's in the back, in the back of your memory, that's also okay, because then you know it. But if a person has no idea, you think this guy is like saying who knows what he's saying, no idea, then he's off the charts, Then what you do is you say the word, he repeats after you. Say the word, he repeats after you, and then he's done the mitzvah. If he cares.
If he doesn't understand it himself.
Even if he doesn't understand. If he's saying it
It's okay.
and he doesn't understand it, we're okay. If he is not saying it, if he's hearing it, then there's trouble. Okay? Now.
Sorry, if the person who's saying is not Shomer Shabbat, can we listen to him or her or whatever?
There is a level of Shomer Shabbat, not Shomer Shabbat, and there's a level of Epicurus. Right? The person who is Epicurus doesn't believe in Torah Shabbat Peh. He doesn't believe in this stuff. And he's saying it, it's a nice tradition, this and that, forget him. Then we say it. We say it as that person is saying. Well, if it's not Shomer Shabbat, but look, it's saying Kiddush. Why is he saying Kiddush? Because he believes in it. Then there is room to be lenient. It's less.
So if they believe,
They believe in Shabbat, they believe this is good. They're just lazy. They don't want to do mitzvot. They don't, They're not kofar, they're not epicurus. Sanhedrin says, what is an epicurus? This guy is an epicurus.
what is
What is an epicurus? Yes.
One of Masechet Sanhedrin, Daf Tzadik Te, Daf Kuf, over there, it talks about what is an epicurus. The Rambam brings in Halachot Teshuvah. There's a few different types of people that are considered epicurus. One is the one who doesn't believe in Torah Shabbat Peh. He doesn't believe that Hashem gave us the Torah. during Shabbat, like that.
A lot of people don't believe in it.
Yeah.
No, they don't believe it because they're just not
Uneducated.
educated. They don't know. It's not like, this person learns. This person learned and he says, you know what? I don't care. I don't believe it. And also, Rambam says the person who disrespects Talmidei Chachamim, who doesn't have respect for Chachamim, doesn't have respect for people that are learning Torah, he's an Epicurus. That means he's just like a goy. And therefore,
But if it's coming from like someone who hasn't learned, then it's okay.
then he's an Amaris. He's just
Yeah.
a literally ignoramus person. It's not.
But you can listen to their Kiddush.
I mean, you can listen to their Kiddush. In those cases, you understand they're not anti, they're not against, they're just ignoramus.
So can you listen to
We
their
could
Kiddush?
listen to the Kiddush. We are Yotzeh. Better say it yourself as well.
Say it while they're saying it.
Yeah.
How do you?
The trick is you're not holding the cup. What do? You look at the cup that they're holding
Okay.
and you say the words. I always try to have a siddur open in front of me. Either way, I don't care who it is, so that I could follow, right, and correct their mistakes. But it's a good thing. It's really a good thing to have the siddur open. And if the person is not worthy, or is not, it's questionable, is of questionable character, then say it. No big deal. And if you're afraid he's going to get embarrassed, you just go like this. You're having kavanah. Now, we raise the cup. Why do we raise the cup? To show everyone that they could see the cup. Yeah, that's why we raise it. Otherwise, just hold it like this. But we raise it up so that everyone should look at the wine while you're making Kiddush. If the person, there's another category, if the person does not pronounce the words properly, like, sometimes they're in a rush, very hungry, and they go, you can barely hear what they're saying, or they're older. They're older, and we are insistent, no, please, you're older, you should make the baracha, and you end up missing half of Kiddush. Then again, look at the cup and say the words. That's it. And then he drinks the cup, but try to get some of the cup, and if you don't, you're still okay. You've done the mitzvah, as long as he drank it or someone drank it. Better, at least one person should drink it, or a person doesn't know halacha, doesn't know that I should have kavanah for everyone to do the mitzvah. Then you say, so and so is making kiddush and he has everyone in mind, so you people should also have. The person should become an MC and let everyone know that he is going to have everyone in mind, and you should have in mind also just as well. But if it's sometimes you see it's not going to work out, then there is, and you're stuck. You can't say it yourself either. Whatever the situation is, then there is a lenient opinion to be able to rely on in this case. That is, it's called a safek. It's a double safek. It's a double doubt. One is, maybe when you said arvit, that was good enough. And maybe the guy really had, he's saying it, he's trying, maybe he did have intention to have you perform the mitzvah. And maybe also you were already perform this mitzvah when you said by tefillah, you said Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh Shabbat. So, in that case, we could go ahead and let it go. It becomes tough. Sometimes politics, families there, they get embarrassed, they get upset. We don't need that. You don't need that. Right? Now, once Kiddush is over, the person who made Kiddush, he should drink most of that cup. That was the 41 grams that I was talking about, which is one cheekful, normally. This is an average person. If the guy is a huge person, he's a Goliath, then obviously the measurement would be bigger by him. An average person, that's about that much. But if he has a hard time drinking, right, it's very hard for him to drink, then in that case, he should drink a little bit, because after all said and done, he did make the bracha, then pour it in a different cup, and let someone else drink it. We shouldn't rely on this and say, all around the table, they're all going to drink the cup and we should be okay. That's the last resort. The best thing is that at least one person should be drinking the correct amount. That would be the best thing to do. Now, but if it didn't turn out to be like, everybody all together, finally they finish the cup, that's fine. We don't tell them, go back and make Kiddush again. Now, one thing very important, first of all, we know everybody likes to drink the wine. It's a good thing. It shows that the mitzvah is dear unto them. They love it, and that's why they're all tasting it. There's another thing. Gemara Masechet Berachot says that when a person runs or takes a big step, he loses 1/500th of the strength of his eye. That's what it says in the Gemara. Gemara is, I believe, in the 6th chapter in the Daf Mem Gimel Amud Bet, 43, the second side. Over there it says if someone is running, Kol HaPosea Pesea Gasa, he loses. If he takes a big step, he loses 1/500th of his strength of his eye. So the Gemara says, what is the remedy for it? He should drink the wine of Friday night Shabbat, Kiddush.
If he runs, he loses, I think?
That's what it
On
says.
Shabbat or
No. Anytime. So what is the remedy? What is the medicine for it? To
We're
drink?
always running. Yes.
Yeah, that's not running. Running, like, it means to say, Pesiyah Gasa means a big step. A person takes a big step. We're running maybe tiny steps. I don't know. Trying to find the way out of it. But whatever the case is, so there is a refuah, there is a medicinal purpose in this as well, that a person should go ahead and also try to drink from that wine of Friday night. Now, this is the important thing I wanted to mention. It says in the Shulchan Aruch, Lo yishteh adam, a person should not drink from the cup and give it to his friend to drink. Why? Because because this could be a life and death situation. What is a life and death situation? It is that this other person, he might have a very weak stomach, and he's embarrassed to say, no, he doesn't want, he has Rudar Baisi. He's gonna also drink it, and he's so sensitive that it might disgust him, and he'll die, right? So Shulchan Aruch says, don't drink from a cup and give it to the guy next to you. Pour it in a different cup, give it to him, and then you want to drink whatever you want to drink. That's the best thing to do. A person should be careful in in a gathering, not to drink and then give it to someone else to drink from it, right? Unless you're at home, you're just the husband, wife, and kids. Everybody knows each other. Nobody's going to become disgusted by it. Some kids they do tend to say, oh, germs and this and that. Then you have to be careful, to not to give them, and and that's it.
How can we put 3 drops of water in milk?
I didn't mention it before. So Kabbalistically, wine is considered attribute of judgment. Wine. Water is an attribute of mercy. So we do sweeten the judgment by putting 3 drops. I don't know why 3 drops, that I have no idea. We don't even understand that. I'm just saying it. Whatever that means. Water is an attribute of rachamim. And you put that into the wine in order to calm it down, basically.
So that would also nullify the whole pagum thing if someone drank from the...
Well, no. If they already put water and then someone drank from it, then what are you going to do? You need to put more water or wine. Then
Right,
put water
no,
again.
I'm
then
saying
put wine
the
again.
first time you put it in your cup and you're about to say it, you put 3 drops. Then if someone had drank from the grape juice bottle, then
Okay, yeah,
no?
that might fix it. Yeah, you're right. Now, but the reality is this is Kabbalah. We don't have to do it. The 3 drops of water, we don't have to do it. What it stems from also is in the times of the Talmud, their wine was extremely strong. So what they would have to do is you have 1 part wine, 2 parts water. Because anything less than that, it would knock them out. It was that strong. So they would have to do that. That's called mizug mayim v'yayin. But nowadays we don't. Our wines are very easy to drink. We don't have to do it. We don't have to put any water. The only reason we do it is this Kabbalistic reason. Otherwise we don't have to.